How's it going, everyone? This is Ben from Ben Katzenker, and today, beings of the universe, we will be talking about anxiety, an issue that actually personally affects me. Um, if you did not know that, I'm just checking my phone. Sorry. And oftentimes when I have it, I don't tend to upload as much, and so, as you noticed, I have had that recently, affecting me, affecting the schedule. There is no schedule for videos, is there? Well, I just kind of upload around midnight because it's more convenient with all the stuff that happens during the day lately. But, well, midnight my time anyway. So yeah, I just thought I'd talk about this because I feel like people should be educated on it and how to date someone / handle someone who has it. No offense to say to handle as in to take care of them and make sure they feel good, because that's important. I want to feel good too. No, I feel fine though right now. I'm totally fine. So let's go over some of the symptoms, shall we? I just looked this up. This is just typical symptoms. Alright, it's just some of them. Some of the many. Okay, because it varies. Not everyone's body is the same. Just let you know, for those of you who somehow don't know that. Okay, so physical symptoms of generalized anxiety disorder. I say generalized because it's like the butch anxiety disorder, basically. This the stereotypical one, or the very typical one, or whatever you want to say. Feeling tense, having muscle tightness or body aches. Yes, this is something that happens to me at times. I tend to have more fatigue sometimes than usual, and it does tend to give you some cramps and whatnot sometimes. Muscle cramps, muscle tightness. Yeah, it does happen. Having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep because your mind won't quit thinking. Your mind won't stop ticking. That does happen. That does happen. It used to happen to me a lot more, but lately with my physical harsh labor job here, I tend to fall asleep very fast. In fact, a little too fast sometimes. I'll fall asleep on my phone, and I lost my phone case recently, so yikes. So yeah, it's it's a thing. That is a thing. You have trouble sleeping, your mind can't stop ticking. To find sleep, one has to stop thinking. So to stop thought processes, a person with anxiety tends to try to tire themselves out. If you have anxiety to get to sleep, here's some advice for you. Do some exercise, alright? Do some exercise. I know that seems weird. It seems totally weird, out of proportion. I'm just blowing this out of proportion, aren't I? No, I'm not. Because if you're tired, if you're physically tired, you're just pacing around the floor, just talking to someone, or whatever you want to do, you will find yourself becoming tired. And if you become tired enough, you're going to fall asleep. Trust me. If you just tire yourself out to the point where you just can't do much at all, you'll fall asleep. That's what I do. It helps me. It might not help you. You might have to have some medication or something, but this is just for some people. Just try it, alright? It works for me. It works for me. I have ADD. I never really shared that before, but yeah, that's a thing. So I have anxiety a lot. I have self-doubt, a lot of self-doubt, often. So just thought I feel like I need to help the world out here a little bit, get this across. Sorry, I got a bit emotional there, kind of worried about talking about it. It's awkward to talk about it for me sometimes, I don't mention it a lot, but anyway, I won't drag this video out like that. Feeling edgy, restless, or jumpy? Yes, absolutely. Especially the jumpy part. People always used to scare me. I started expecting it though. I used to have a friend named Matt, not my current friend Matt, who's super cool, by the way. Cool dude. But this other guy named Matt, who was high school, he would always just scare me, and it was so easy to scare me because I was always jumpy. I was always on edge. Like I still am sometimes. Like if I have a bad day, I'll be on edge, kind of restless, and jumpy, and whatnot. So horror games are always a treat. Five Nights at Freddy's 4, looking at you, Scott Cawthon, but nah, I'm just kidding. Scott, you're great. You're a great guy. Your games are great. I love playing them, to be honest. Stomach problems, nausea, and diarrhea. Let me tell you, not as much as the middle thing of nausea, but the stomach problems and diarrhea. Those things tend to correlate too, by the way. Just saying. It's true. Your stomach will hurt. Sometimes you'll feel like the acid in your stomach building up because you're so like tense. You're so worried about things. You have that anxiety. Like, oh my God, I did this wrong, or something like that. Or oh my God, what's going to happen? Or you're worried, or something like that. Anxiety and worry aren't the same thing, by the way. Just thought I'd define, like, separate those things. But they can correlate sometimes, just as well as stomach problems and not diarrhea. Those things tend to correlate a lot for me. So yeah, sometimes I have some pretty restless nights, and it's because of anxiety. It's a bitch. I'll tell you what, it is. But let's go over some things to help people who have anxiety, how to date them and whatnot, because that's important. How to help them feel better. That's important. Okay, so here is how you handle, a spouse or partner with anxiety. All right. This is according to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America. That seems pretty reassuring. I'm not sure how reassuring it is, but spouse or partner, okay. So, challenges. Family activity, let's go over some. Household routines are often disrupted and special plans or allowances are often made for the anxiety sufferer. A partner often must take on family responsibilities such as bills, shopping, and driving children to activities because partners may feel overwhelmed and burned out. It's true, you do tend to feel very tired. I mean, some people don't actually feel tired, some people feel like restless, but others people, like, I went over the fact that some people feel different symptoms. Like, it's not everyone's body is the same. Some people feel tired. And that's sometimes me. To be honest, lately, more so, that is me. I feel extremely tired when I'm stressed and tense. I just feel burned out. Like, I am... Oh, well, speaking of being tired, but no, I don't have anxiety right now. I'm fine right now. Maybe it's expecting Monday to come already. Maybe that's what's causing it. You never know. Sometimes you have anxiety and you don't even know it. Sometimes you're suffering symptoms and you're not aware of it. So I could be, but finances and employment. For some, anxiety disorder symptoms make it difficult to get a job or keep a job, which can have serious financial repercussions. The spouse or partner may become the sole breadwinner at times, often a stressful role and one the partner may not wish to have. But I would not let that stop anyone from falling in love. Don't let someone who has trouble keeping a job stop you from falling in love with them. Support them. Maybe going through rough times, but that's no reason to break things off. I'm sure it might get hard, but they can start a job like YouTube and whatnot or something. Educate other people about anxiety. I'm not sure where my life is headed, but this is one of my jobs right now, is being a YouTuber. Or I'm somewhat of a YouTuber. I'm not really making enough to live off of it, but I'm probably making some. I don't know how much, but I do want to educate people, and that's just always been a passion of mine, is to help others and just make others feel better. And spread the good feelings, Social life. People with anxiety orders. Hey, hello. May I have some anxiety? Okay, thank you. Oh, it'll be 20 minutes? Got it. Okay. Thank you. No, but anxiety disorders often avoid routine social activities. Unfortunately, the partner's social life can suffer as well, making both feel isolated. Well, I'm polyamorous, so that shouldn't be a problem. We are looking for an asexual relationship in the future. Like, kind of far future, when we have everything settled and whatnot, and, all that. So, hey, if you're watching this, stop on by. Send a message. That was silly. I'm sorry. Don't take me seriously like that. But the whole looking for someone, yeah, that's kind of a thing. But anyway, emotional well-being. Spouses and partners may feel sad, depressed, or scared for themselves or for their spouse, or angry, resentful, and bitter toward their loved one. They may also feel guilty for feeling this way. Huh. I think if you're stressed out, you might take it out on others, but only if you tend to have, a lot of stress and whatnot. Oh. I don't know if I've ever done this. I hope I haven't. If I did, I'm sorry, Kat, if I ever have taken out any stress on you. I'm terribly sorry. Because, you know, people with anxiety disorder tend to, like, you know, sometimes you don't know how you feel. You know, you just feel suddenly like, you know, start going slower. Like one time, as an example, at work, I was supposed to be going like really fast and whatnot, and suddenly I just like had the thought. I don't know why, but I had the thought of Peaches dying, and it was terrible. It broke my heart. All right, it broke my heart, my poor little heart. And yeah, I started going slower. I couldn't pick up the pace, and I got in trouble for it. But you know, it's not like I'm going to use my anxiety as an excuse. I can't do that. You know, it doesn't go like that in that work, and you know that's sometimes why some people have trouble keeping a job, because you know suddenly you just have those random anxiety just pokes into your head and just goes, yeah, think of this and feel terrible about it. But yeah, okay. So supporting your partner. Learn about the anxiety disorder. Encourage treatment. Show positive reinforcement of healthy behavior rather than criticizing irrational fear, avoidance, or rituals. Like, don't tell them take it like a man, because some parents do that sometimes. They'll be like, just take it like a man up, you can do it. Like, no, sometimes you can't, okay? You can't always do it. You can't just do it like Shia LaBeouf says sometimes, you know, you can't. Sometimes if you just feel like you can't, okay? Measure progress on the basis of individual improvement, not against some absolute standard. Yes, so, you know, have your own progress. Feel good about yourself, rather than having a standard that society deems appropriate or something, or someone else deems appropriate. Don't do that. Have a standard for yourself. Have a goal. Have a goal in mind, okay? Help set specific goals that are realistic and can be approached one step at a time. That's good advice. Yeah, just specific goals. You want to reach those. You know, you want realistic, but they can be approached one step at a time. Don't assume you know what your partner needs. Ask how you can help. Listen carefully to the response. Yes, you want to understand your partner or your friend. You know, these can apply to friends as well. You can apply them to friendships and whatnot sometimes too, depending on the thing. But you don't want to assume what your friend or partner, you know, is thinking, or partners are thinking. You don't want to assume that. You want to ask how you can help. You want to listen carefully to the response and like ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask them questions. Ask kind of like how they're feeling. You know, what specific areas are bothering them of their issues. Acknowledge that you don't understand the experience of a panic attack or other form of irrational anxiety. Quote. That's not a quote. It's just a third on my screen. Yeah. So a panic attack does happen. One of my friends had a panic attack at class once, but he was fine. It was kind of scary, I admit. Had a moment of panic myself, but not a panic attack. I've never had panic attacks, actually. That's not one of my symptoms that I've ever had, nor probably will ever have at this rate. Understand that knowing when to be patient and when to push can be challenging. Achieving a proper balance often requires trial and error. So, you want to know when you can push your friend or push your partner to do something, or when you just have to be patient with them and be there for them. You want to know the difference. You know, sometimes it takes trial and error. Sometimes you mess up with it, but you have to forgive each other. You have to keep that bond, because otherwise you're going to only have more anxiety and you're going to give each other negative feelings, and that's not cool. Okay? That's pretty much friends and partners, actually, to be honest. You just have to be there for them. Alright, let's go over 7 things. This is a Huffington Post article. Okay, I'm kind of paraphrasing it, but don't sweat the small stuff. Don't ever say that to any person with anxiety. Do not say don't sweat the small stuff. Because the truth is, what you consider small may not be so like minute. Like someone could dwell on the small things. I tend to do that. I'm like a perfectionist. I mean, that's me. But I don't care if you just say don't sweat the small stuff. I'll be like, oh, okay, you know, I'll try to learn and whatnot and try to get over it. But that's just me. I just kind of tend to tough it out. This one says this one says calm down. You can't really calm down when you have anxiety. You can't find the ability to relax. You can't do it on command. It's not like a thing you just command to do. You know, you can't do that. And then he says, let's acknowledge the obvious. If I could stop my anxiety, I would have done so by now. Exactly. Freaking exactly. Just, it's, and then there's a Shia LaBeouf quote, just do it. No, 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 no. See, because, telling someone to just face their fear may not have the effect you're hoping for. That's not right. No, you can't. Panic can strike at any time, whether it's having to board an airplane or speaking with a group of people or even just occurring, I don't know where, obviously. Yeah, see, you can't just tell someone to just do it. They have fears, okay? People have fears. People with anxiety like me, we have fears, okay? We fear things. Even if the fears seem irrational to you, it tends to be things, even just little things that tend to do it. Everything is going to be fine. Well, to us people with anxiety, not everything seems like it's going to be fine. You know, life feels like it's going to be hell and nothing's going to get better. But you have to comfort them sometimes. Can't just take away the worry. I mean, you could say everything's going to be fine, but if you're going to say that, at least reassure them. Be there for them. You have to make everything be fine for them. If you're going to do that, you have to like make sure that they know. I am stressed out too. Don't say that. Like, don't try to like, you know, you don't understand what they're going through. You can't necessarily say that you do. You can say that you understand like similar stuff, but you know, you don't know exactly what they're going through. Not exactly to like the mark of the capital A in anxiety. You can't understand all of it. You know, don't make them feel like don't make them feel guilty just because they have anxiety and they're stressed out and they're showing symptoms of it. Because if you say I'm stressed out too, that makes them feel bad because they're just like, oh well, then now my stress is pointless. My stress is stupid. I'm sorry. And like they start feeling guilty. You start making them feel guilty and guilt trip. Have a drink. It'll take your mind off of it. No, no, it won't. No, no. In the short term, a drink may take your mind off of it. I don't know. I don't drink. Okay, I don't know, but other people, they have that problem, just like with drugs. Teenagers, gotta stop that stuff. They need to have people that care about them more. Did I do something wrong? That's the next quote. It can be difficult when a loved one is constantly suffering, and at times it can even feel like your actions are somehow setting them off. Obviously, it's important to remember that panic, anxiety disorders stem from something larger than just one particular. So, really, it's not something that you, in particular, did. It can be anything. You can be a factor in it, but you just have to, like, ask them. Ask questions. It's okay to ask. Just be there for them. Understand, you know? Try to understand them. That's basically it. You have to be understanding. You have to be understanding. You have to be sympathetic. You have to be patient. Patience is key, okay? You know, you can't just go and just do it like Shia LaBeouf, alright? You can't do that. You have to have patience with someone who has anxiety. So anyway, that's basically it. I think I went over a lot of stuff there. I'm not sure if I missed out on anything. I'm sorry if I did. I'll do another video about it, you know, if you want me to. Or if I suddenly have that idea, or suddenly have like just some ideas in my head on what I want to say about it, then I will. So I will see you all in the next video of whatever I make, and I love you all. Stay safe, and ta-ta for now, beings of the universe. Mwah.